Okay, good morning, WB. Malki, good morning. How are you, bete? Are you fine? Okay. So, should I start now? MCQ part. Today we will discuss what the MCQ part. MCQ. For chapter number third, economic reforms. Topic: economic reforms since 1991. Since 1991. Okay, since 1991. Have you completed your project? Bete Balki, have you completed your project work? Yes, no. What it should be by around 95% should be completed. Okay. Anyway, so question number one, I'm going to read. Question number one, Q1. Okay, Q number one. Good morning, whosoever is there. Okay. Question number one. Which of the following is not a factor which led the government in 1991 to introduce new set of policies, economic policies like LPG? Okay, so option number one, which is not a factor which led the government, not a factor which led the government to start that globalization, privatization, and liberalization in the year 1991. So, out of four, which factor is not? First, decrease in the foreign exchange, correct. Rises prices, rising prices of general goods, it is also responsible. Government inability to pay the external debt, it is also possible. Okay, it is also correct. Okay, stagnation of agriculture output. So this is not the right answer for the opening of or starting new introduction of new economic reforms in India in the year 1991. Okay, so new economic policy, it was because of decrease in foreign exchange, inflation, and government inability to pay external debt, not agriculture stagnation. Morning, MS. Question number two. Origin of the financial crisis in India. Origin of financial crisis in India in 1980s. Okay, 1980s can be traced from the filling the blanks. Okay, means reason for the economic crisis in the 1980s. First, challenges like unemployment, poverty, and population explosion. Do you think? Insufficient revenue generation from the internal sources such as taxation, means government could not generate enough revenue through taxation. Or third option, sharp rise in the prices of general goods, essential goods. Okay. Fourth option, inefficient management of Indian economy. Inefficient management of Indian economy. So, morning, insufficient revenue. Why there was a financial crisis? The meaning of financial crisis means we don't have much revenue or economy is not able to generate enough revenue. If there is a shortage of the revenue through taxation, so obviously there will be the economic crisis in the economy. Okay. Next question. The trust of new economic policy was the trust of new economic policies and globalization, privatization, and liberalization. So, what was the trust of new economic policy? First option is to create more competitive environment in the economy and removing the barriers to entry and growth of firms. entry and growth of firms. Second, to obtain sufficient foreign exchange reserves and keeping the rising prices under control. Third option, to improve the efficiency of economy and increasing its internal competitiveness by removing the rigidities or barriers in various segments of Indian economy. And the last option is to meet the challenges like unemployment, poverty and inflation or population explosion. The trust of new economy. Now question is the trust of new economic policy. So main target was to create more competitive environment in the economy. That was the main objective, to create more competitive environment in the economy and removing the barriers to entry and growth of firms. So let the firm growth, okay, let the new firm enter. If these barriers will be removed, automatically there will be more growth of the economy. So growth can be possible this way. Okay, so that was the means out of 4, this is the correct. Okay, next question is, morning Ankit bete. Anku, are you right? Good to see you again. Anyway, next question is, okay, so column A and column B, so you have to match the columns, right? Okay, correct one. Match the columns. So, okay, me too. So I will be giving the options as well as reading the answers straightforward. Many goods produced by small scale. Deregulation of industrial sector. Second option, foreign investment limit in banks was raised to around 50%. Foreign investment limit in banks was raised to 50%. Financial sector reforms. Matching with financial sector reform, because banks, they are related to the financial sector. Third, rate of corporation tax, which was very high earlier, has been gradually reduced. So tax reforms, when we talk about the indirect tax, GST or income tax, corporation profit tax, these come under the tax reforms. Tax reform industries has now been de-reserved, matching with the tax reforms industries. Last part number 4. Now market determine exchange rate. Market determine exchange rates based on the demand and supply. Based on the demand and supply of foreign exchange. So foreign exchange reforms. Okay. So market determine the exchange rate based on the demand and supply means, so this is related to the foreign exchange reforms. Okay, so this is about column A and column B. So I match the column A and B. Next question is, Goods and Services Act 2016, GST 2016, which came into effect from July 2017. Am I correct? July 2017 came into effect. Is okay. So first question is, am I correct? Second, okay, 4 options are there. Out of 4, you have to choose the correct one. So GST now is expected to generate additional revenue for the government. Second, reduces tax evasion. Create one nation, one market, one tax. Fourth is all of the above. So all of the above. Next question is, okay, since 1991 there has been the continuous reduction in the income tax rates. Income tax rebate, okay, income tax has been reduced since 1991. So it is because it was felt that, first option, it was felt that high rate of income tax were the important reason for the tax evasion. Second, it was widely accepted that moderate rate of income tax encourage saving and voluntarily disclosure of income. So third option is for both A and B. So A and B is the correct option. When income tax was started reducing since in 1991. So first it was felt that high income tax means somewhere we are provoking them, the investors, okay, taxpayers, to evade, means you might have heard about the tax evasion. Tax evasion means they are not giving the tax. Second, widely accepted that moderate tax rate should be there. Moderate income tax is always good. It also encourages the saving, and saving will be deposit. Saving is equal to investment. So that encourages the investors, or boost the economy. So when people are saving and depositing with the banking system, so automatically the bank's reserve increases. Okay, so bank, they are in the position to create more money in the economy. Next question is, in 1991, an immediate measure to resolve the balance of payment crisis was, immediate measure to, okay, to resolve the BOP crisis was to free the determination of rupee value in the foreign exchange market from government control. Now means shifting from fixed exchange rate to flexible exchange rate. Second, devaluation of rupee against foreign currency. Devaluation of rupees against foreign currency. Third, removing of trade barriers, quotas and tariff. And last option, simplification of export and import. So which one is the correct answer? So correct answer is devaluation of rupee against foreign currency. Immediate measure, immediate, when there is a immediate. Okay, so immediately government devalued the currency. Devaluation of rupee against foreign currencies. Next question, liberalization of trade and investment regime was initiated to. Okay, liberalization of trade and investment regime was initiated to. So why it was initiated? Option number one, increase international competitiveness of industrial production and also foreign investment and technology into the economy. Promote promote the efficiency of local industries. Third, adopt the modern technology. Fourth, all of the above. So all of above, all of the above is the right answer for. Okay, the question is, I'm going to read again. Liberalization of trade and investment regime was initiated. First, increase international competitiveness, promote efficiency of local industries, and adopt the modern technology. Okay. Yes. Good. Next question. Filling the blanks. Okay. Have been removed to increase the competitive position in Indian goods in the international market. Okay. First is import licensing, quantitative restrictions, export duties, tariff. So have been removed to increase the competitive position of Indian goods in the international market. So which was removed? Import licensing, quantitative restrictions, export duties, tariffs. Yes, MS, can you? Export duties. So export duties were okay removed. Export duties were removed. So it really helped to increase the competitiveness in the international market by the Indians. Next, trade policy reforms. Trade policy reforms aimed at what? Trade policy reform aimed at dismantling of quantitative restrictions on export and import, production of tariff rates, reduction of tariff rate. Third, removal of licensing procedure for the import, and all of the above. Trade policy reforms. First, dismantling of quantitative restrictions, reduction of tariff rate, removal of licensing procedure for import. Last, all of the above. So all of the above that comes under the trade policy reforms. Trade policy reforms. Now, next question. Okay, column A and column B. Indian oil corporations. So Maharatna, Navratna or Mini Ratna. Indian Oil Corporation, Corporation of India. IOC, Maharatna. Okay, under the category of Maharatna. Airport Authority of India. Airport Authority of India. Navratna, Maharatna or Mini Ratna. Airport Authority, Mini Ratna. Mini Ratna. Mahanagar Telephone Nigam, MTNL. MTNL, Navratna. MTN, Navratna. Indian Oil Corporation, Maharatna. And Mini Ratna, Airport Authority. Okay. Column A and B. Next question. The turning the world into one market or one organ means without borders. Is that comes under the globalization. Globalization is single market. Okay, turning the world into one whole or creating the borderless economy. Borderless economy. Second, outright sale of public sector companies. Outright sale of public sector companies. Privatization. Privatization. Third, putting an end to those restrictions, rules and laws which were aimed at regulating the economic activities but become major hindrance in the growth of development. Liberalization, putting an end of those restrictions. So you might have heard about the liberal person, means not very much strict. The one who is not very strict, all liberal person. So here liberalizations means putting an end of those restrictions and law rules which were aimed at regulating the economic activities. So when we are giving relaxations, so automatically it comes under the liberalization. Next question is filling the blanks is an outcome of the set of various policies that are aimed at transforming the world toward greater interdependence and integration. So globalization, not liberalization and privatization and outsourcing. So right answer is globalizations. So globalization is is the outcome of what? Various policies that are aimed at transforming the world toward greater interdependence and integration. Interdependence and integration come under the globalization. Next question. Which of the following services are being outsourced by the companies in the developed countries to India? Okay, BPO, record keeping and accountancy, teaching, all of the above. Very simple. Can you reply? Anyone can reply? Which of the following services are being outsourced? All of the above? Very nice. Good. Next question. Which of the following is not the purpose of World Trade Organization? Not the purpose of World Trade Organization. First, to establish a rule-based trading regime in which nation cannot place arbitrary restrictions on trade. Second, to enlarge production of trade of services, enlarge production and trade of services. Third, ensure optimum utilization of world resources to protect the environment. None of these. None of these. Fourth option, which is not the purpose of WTO. Okay, no problem, no problem, no issue. Okay. Okay, you keep on answering, Bete. It does not matter. Okay, I will understand. Okay, PC, that this answer is related to this or the, okay. There you can write like question number. Otherwise, keep on answering. Okay, no doubt it will be overlap, but try your best. So none of these is the correct answer. Next question. Some scholars questions the usefulness of India being a member of World Trade Organizations because major volume of international trade occur among the developed nation. Second, they are forced to open their economy for the developed countries, but they are not allowed access to the market of developed countries. Both A and B. India has not kept its commitment to but liberalization of trade. Already, Indian economy is more liberalized. It is already liberalized economy. Both A and B are the correct answers. Some scholar question the usefulness of India being a member of World Trade Organization because a major volume of international trade occur among the developed nation. They are forced to open their market for the developed economies but are not allowed access to the market of developed economies. Means developing country cannot sell their product in the developed nation. It means like yesterday I told you, USA had put some restrictions, or still there are restrictions on the import of cotton and textile from India and China. So means when China and India is exporting the textile to the America, so America is still putting the import duties on them. Okay. Next question: which of the following is the reason for the accelerating? Which of the following is the reason for the decelerating growth rate of decelerating the growth rate of agriculture during the reform periods? First, public investment in the agriculture sectors, especially infrastructure, has fallen in the reform period. Removal of fertilizer subsidies has led the increase in the cost of production. Third, due to the number of policies changes such as reduction in the import duty on agriculture. Fourth is all of the above. So all of the above is the correct answer. Reason for the decelerating the growth rate of agriculture during the reform. Now column A and column B. Column A and column B. Many goods produced by small scale industries have now been de-reserved. De-reserved means deregulation of industrial sector. Deregulation of industrial sector. Many goods produced by the small scale industries have now been de-reserved, means deregulation of industries. Second, foreign investment limit in banks was raised to around 50%. Comes under financial sector reforms. The rate of corporation tax, which was very high earlier, has been gradually reduced. Gradually reduced. Come under the tax reforms. Now market determined exchange rate based on the demand and supply of foreign exchange. So foreign exchange reform. Foreign exchange reforms. In 1991, immediate measure to resolve the balance of payment crisis. Immediate measure to resolve the problem of BOP crisis. So option number 1, to free the determination of rupee value in the foreign exchange market. Second, devaluation of rupee against the foreign currencies. So devaluation of rupees against the devaluation of rupee against foreign currencies. This is the correct answer. Okay. So this is about MCQ from my end. Okay, MCQs from my end. Anything else you want to discuss from this chapter? So tax reform we discussed yesterday, that GST, okay? GST yesterday. Now we can also discuss what that one question is there. Okay. Trade and investment policy reforms. Please brief about trade and investment policy reforms. Okay, let for 3 marks or 4 marks. So let us discuss about trade and investment policy reforms in order to protect domestic industries. Domestic industries. So India was following the quantitative restrictions on the import. See, initially what happened after independence? Okay, so Mahanovas focus on the industrial reforms. So during that reforms, what we did, we protected the small scale industries and other industries. So means we had restrictions on the import from rest of the world, so that we can, okay, that time okay, we can protect the industries. So that comes under the quantitative restrictions were there in the past. So government of India, we can say, had tight or full control, okay, on the tariff rates, full control, and tariff rate was also very high, and tariff rate was also high. But over a period of time, what happened? These policies changed by the government. Okay, there was only one motto behind it. Okay, to increase efficiency and competitiveness, to increase efficiency and competitiveness, okay, for the growth of the economy, okay, for the growth of Indian economy. So the trade policy reforms aimed, what were the main aim? First, dismantling of quantitative restrictions on import and export, okay, reducing the tariff rate. Second, okay, dismantling of quantitative restrictions, then tariff, reduction in the tariff rate. Third, removal of licensing procedure for import, okay, removal of licensing procedure for imports. Now next point, say in the same question there is one more point, liberalization of trade and investment measures, that also come under the investment policy reform, trade and investment. So liberalization of trade and investment measures. So first point, import licensing was abolished. Okay, import licensing was abolished except in few cases, okay, like hazards and environmental sensitive industries. So license was for these like hazards and environmentally sensitive industries, not for everyone. Second, quantitative restrictions on import of manufacturing consumer goods, agriculture products were also fully removed from April 2001. From April 2001. Restriction on the import of manufacturing consumer goods and agricultural product. So removed since 2001. Third, export duties have been removed to increase the competitive position of Indian goods in the international markets. So government is not putting the export duties. So let you are a trader and exporting your product to the international markets. So you don't have to pay export duties, much more export duties. Now the objective of liberalization of trade and investment regime. Objectives of liberalizations of trade and investment regime. First, to increase international competitiveness, to increase international competitiveness of industrial production. Second, to increase foreign investment and technology into the economy. Third, to promote the efficiency of local industries. And last, adoption of modern technology. Adoption of modern technology. Okay. So these are the objective of liberalization of trade and investment regime. So this is about the chapter. Okay. So tomorrow we will discuss next chapter. Okay. So good day, bete.